Rock, paper, scissors. You guys ready? Let's go. Let's see here. Rock, paper, scissors, shoe. Rock, paper, scissors, shoe. And rock, paper, scissors, shoe. How'd you guys do this time, eh? Let's do this. Alright everyone, we got a little Mixtier practice here before the tournament gets underway. I just wanted to get a little bit familiar with it. So, it's not quite my exact team, but it's fairly similar in a way. So, anyway, obviously Fake Out is obvious. I just used an Ambipom a whole bunch in a recent series. But I wanted to see if Sucker Punch would go first, just because of like the description and the way it works and all. But I guess I really should have just used my brain and realized that they're both same level of priority, and he's faster anyway, and he just gets a crit on double hit. I'm like, well, that was just fucking fantastic. So I lose a dude for the sake of science and research, and kind of sucks. So I bring in Weezing, and our Will-O-Wisp is a pretty darn common thing to go for at first, but I figure he's probably going to have a fire guy in there somewhere. It gets more and more common the longer the game goes on and stuff. So I didn't want to go for it immediately. I went with a Thunderbolt, and unfortunately Shed Engine comes in, which no big deal. I can just burn it now. He burns me as well, which isn't exactly that great of a move. He really shouldn't even have brought Shed Engine in the first place. That was stupid risky and kind of stupid in the first place. But I guess it worked for him. He gets a Will-O-Wisp on my Weezing, which isn't that big of a deal, but it's residual damage on a wall who can't heal for himself. So I don't know. But so I go immediately to Bliss, which I kind of thought was a mistake. I have Thunderbolt, so I could hit it pretty hard at first. But I didn't want to lose my guy immediately, so I go to Bliss, and it just becomes a big old stall war. I did lose Nidoking, so I didn't get my Stealth Rock up, of course, which, of course, would have killed Shedinja and would have done 50% to this thing, so that crit definitely sucked. So I wanted to get my rocks up again as well, another reason I switched to Bliss. And it's just a big old stall war right here, and I don't really want to get down any lower than I am right now. I do have like 30 whatever S-tosses, but it's going to take a long time to drain him out of subs, and it's going to take a long time to drain him out of Roost and all that crap too. And I don't want to be completely out of S-tosses myself, so since it is just like a practice, and if it was like the real tournament, I definitely would stay in here and stall all day long, but it's not. So I'm going to switch out now when I predict a sub, and it'll put him down to around half health, which there is SR up as well. So I assumed close combat would take it out. Obviously, it's resisted, but I mean, come on, it's still a really powerful move on a powerful guy, and it doesn't even break a sub. So it means I did less than 25%. That seems a little crazy to me, but I guess it didn't work. So now my defenses are lowered by 1. Even though I resist Flamethrower, I don't want to take it. He does have a sash, so I want to keep that. So I go back to Bliss now, knowing that the burn is gone and it's at about half health. Excuse me. So I want to get a soft boiled up so I can get back up to a higher % health for when things go wrong. And since he, of course, did get his Roost and leftovers and all that crap, he's back up to full with a sub. So it's not like I'm going to be accomplishing anything regardless of who I have out there at the moment. So I don't... Let's see. I think he still has a weakened sub from close... Yeah, he still has that weakened sub. So I don't really want to go to Ape and force Ape to take a bunch of hits. So I'm kind of looking around. I'm like, Weezing can't exactly take 2 hits. He could take 1 and then die. So since it is mixed here, and I feel like, well, I'm only really going to get 2 good pokes anyway, I may as well sacrifice, if I have to sacrifice somebody, one of the crappy dudes, one of the NUs on the team. So despite that he is a Scarfer, and I don't want to lose him that easily, it's just he seems the best choice to sacrifice, so everything else is going to die or completely ruin it. So I've got to get rid of him there. I get rid of the sub, and this forces me to bring in Ape, which he may not know I have Stone Edge. Who knows? He probably should be afraid of something if I've brought it in twice. But at this point, I know I can't risk that thing not switching, so I have to go for Stone Edge as opposed to Swords Dancing up. I figured Swords Dance would be sweet in a mixed tier, man. You get up 1 dance and you kill anything? That sounds awesome, but whatever. It didn't work out that way for me, so Gastrodon comes in and laughs it off, and I'm like, great. If it was a normal Ape, then would have wrecked this Gastrodon with a grass knot. So that's whatever. It sucks. So this forces me to go with, I forget this dude's name. He's an egg. I know that. Executor. So obviously I'm going to put up a Sunny Day. I thought about exploding first, but I didn't really know what's going to come in. He threw a ghost away already, so it's not likely he'd have another ghost, but I just wanted to see what it was. And I figured because of Sun, I'm going to be really fast. So in comes Staraptor. I'm like, well, great. So I know that's Scarf. That really sucks. So I go out to Weezing to take the hit. I'm not really expecting it to survive 2-hit KO, especially because of burn. And then again, because of the burn that Shedinja put on, it's going to play a big factor here in a second. So recoil didn't hurt him as much as we both thought, so I'm going to go back to Bliss just to get a massive recoil out there. And then I'm going to go back to Weezing to die, and hopefully recoil is going to finish this thing off. Because again, I'm pretty sure it's Scarf. So recoil, or the Bliss takes a ton, like 430 or something like that. So he should get recoiled for over 100, and I don't know exactly the math. I'd have to double check at it, but it's not important. The point is he's down in red HP, and I do have Stealth Rock up as well. So if he's not Scarf, then he's at least still ruined. But he is unfortunately Scarfed, and that Will-O-Wisp that Shedinja put on me turns out to have been the perfect play in the long run, since he's at single digits AP from recoil, where his recoil would have killed him otherwise. So Sun's still up, but he is Scarfed, so now I have to lose an Executor for his Shedinja sacrifice. I essentially lost 2 guys for that sacrifice, which was really risky in the first place. So it's like, man, nothing's going my way. The crit didn't help either. That prevented Stealth Rock from getting up, which let all of this happen. So it's like, geez. So I've got 2 guys left already. I have to go here. I'm hoping he's afraid of Stone Edge because he saw it already, so I can get a free dance. But he's not. For some reason, he substitutes, which throws me off a little bit. I don't quite understand. I guess he predicted a miss. So anyway, if I go for Stone Edge here, break his sub, it doesn't matter if he roosts, and I can still one-hit KO him. So I'm thinking, honestly, maybe go for a second dance, but I know he's got Ambipom with Fake Out, and at the time of the battle, I didn't even think of the fact that Ambipom is faster than Ape anyway. Had I realized that, then it really wouldn't have mattered. So at this point, the game's definitely over. But of course, Stone Edge misses, and then he goes for a Roost anyway, which was not the correct play whatsoever. So now, sure, I can still 2-hit KO him from here, but he can just sub down all day until my Stone Edges are gone. So I have to switch out and commence Mega Stall now. So now he starts doing the sub little trick, I'm going to do drill, whatever. So he starts subbing down, and this allows me to get a soft boil up. He switches out to a Lucario, which obviously that's going to kill Bliss. So it's like, well, this is just peachy. This is great. So there's not really much of anything I can do here. Things were just, it was one of these that seemed pretty much over before it started in a way, but certainly didn't have things go for me. So hoping maybe I could survive. I highly, highly doubt it's going to happen. I know it's possible for Bliss to live a Machamp Dynamic Punch and stuff, so it's like maybe I could survive Luke. But he gets a crit anyway, just for good measure to make sure Bliss really gets hurt. So it seems to be a pretty funky Luke, though. It doesn't have a priority move, so I'm able to finish it off with a Fire Punch. If you guys are wondering, Fire Punch is on there because of the Sash Swords Dance, so that Flare Blitz doesn't kill me. So, and then it can still obviously get a Blaze Boost. But in comes Ambipom, so I'm going to get faked out now because Bliss is gone. I can't even sacrifice it for that. And the flinch does just about half, and obviously double hit's going to do a little bit less than twice the damage that Fake Out does, so I have no chance to hang out anymore. So that didn't go well. That's definitely the match, and I got rolled over. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, I suppose, and check out for some more later. Peace.